What's going on, guys? Ryan with Jedha Patrol back with another video today. I have the very first figure from EXO-6 Star Trek First Contact. Let's go. That's right, guys. Ryan back with another video. Hope you guys are excited about this one. I grew up watching Star Trek The Next Generation with my family, my brother, my dad. And my mom didn't, not so much. Like, she watched it sometimes, but she doesn't really into the sci-fi thing. But my brother and my dad, we watched Star Trek Next Generation like all the time. All the episodes over and over and over again, all that stuff. So I remember doing that as a younger fella. And then, of course, then they had the new movies coming out. Those are super cool. And then we got, one of the movies was First Contact, where, you know, they went back and then they got the Borg, and then Data got like sculpted by the Borg Queen and just try to be human, and the whole thing. It was a crazy thing because Data's mission in life, as you were for an android, was to be more human and understand how to be human. So that First Contact was a pretty cool film. And obviously it's the Borg. Anytime you get the Borg involved, it's going to make for a cool storyline. So that was a cool film. So recently, as in like very recently, a new company popped up, EXO-6, which I have the box right here, and released their very first 6-scale figure. Now, this is the first one. It's going to be Data from First Contact. They're also doing Jean-Luc Picard from First Contact. And we're also getting the Borg Queen. So as this thing falls down a little bit, the Borg Queen's going to be a 6-scale statue. I'm super excited to see what in the world that thing looks like. Picard, if Picard is like a home run, which based on what I know about the owner of the company, I think they're all going to be a home run. I'm super excited about this line, and I know a lot of you guys out there are as well. So this is actually pretty stinking cool. But before we get into the unboxing, let me give a huge thanks to Collector's Own, Marcos over at Collector's Own. So kind to send this over for me to check out. And I am beyond excited to review this thing, honestly, because it's Data. It's awesome. And if you want to check out Collector's Own and what they do, they got 6-scale figures, they got statues, they got Funko Pops, they've got art prints, they got, life-size bust, all kinds of crazy stuff on the website. I'll put a link down below for the website, but also he has a specific Facebook group called Collector's Own Cantina. There will be a link in the description below for that as well. You definitely want to check that out because he actually drops promo codes in the Facebook group only for that group. So you might get some extra bonuses and stuff to use towards purchases if you want to. And you'll know what's going on in the collecting community as far as new releases. So definitely check out Collector's Own and the Collector's Own Cantina in the description below. So enough about all that. It's time to get into the unboxing. All right, so let's take a look at this box of Lieutenant Commander Data from First Contact. This actually, I remember this movie when it first came out, saw it in theaters. Saw it with my family, and it was pretty good. I liked the film. I think I like the series, The Next Generation, better than the film, but it had Borg in it, so you can't go wrong with that, right? So EXO-6, their first venture into Star Trek action figures. But there we go. Ages 15 plus, First Contact. Nice little foil treatment going on right there. It's kind of nice. EXO-6 logo. And yeah, this looks pretty good. There's a picture of what appears to be the figure itself on the box. It's definitely not a graphic or anything like that. We've got like some movie art stuff going on the side. It says Lieutenant Commander Data. And then on the back, we've got accessories and kind of what it comes with. So that's nice. And then 25 years First Contact. So if you're curious, on the top, it's got this nice little grid pattern. On the bottom, it's not a whole lot of action going on. It is a little slip cover where you can actually see the figure if it was still in there, but clearly it is not. So let's get into this. I have everything you need to know right here in front of us. So check this thing out. This is Lieutenant Commander Data. Exactly how it's going to show up to you guys. And honestly, it looks pretty stinking good. My first impressions of this, I was like removing the plastic bits off of this thing. First impressions were, it's really, really good looking. In fact, I think I posted a photo of this portrait right here on Instagram like very recently. So you guys seem to react well to that one. But we got a lot of accessories here. Let's go ahead and take a look and see what we got. We'll kind of zoom this guy back out. And so we get this nice phaser rifle. Yep. So it looks pretty good. It's got some nice weight to it. It's definitely not die cast. You might be asking that. It's not die cast, but it is nice. Nice little silver paint. There's not any weathering going on here or anything like that, but that kind of fits into the Star Trek universe where everything is pristine and clean and well kept. And that kind of matches. So unlike Star Wars, where everything is dirty and grungy and, you know, battle ridden, this actually makes a lot of sense that this would be super clean. So that makes sense. So I kind of dig that. We do have some hands. We'll kind of break these guys out real quick. Looks like we have 8 hands, including the 2 relaxed hands that are actually on the figure. And paint application wise, these are actually, it's got like a pearlescent, you see how the light's bouncing off of it? It's got a pearlescent style paint application to it on all of the hands, including the portraits, which makes sense, I think. But definitely different than we've seen with other, you know, 6-scale figures that just have like skin texture and those kind of things. But we get some you know, blaster or a phaser holding hands right here. We're gonna get some other like tricorder holding hands and his regular phaser and a couple fisted hands. So you're gonna get a pile of hands. Not bad, good for posing. So we're gonna get the figure. I might as well break this guy out of here. Here's our original portrait. So this is, you get 2 portraits with this guy. This is the first one. This one actually looks pretty good. Pretty good. I think it looks, as far as likeness goes, Brent Spiner, I think it looks pretty stinking good. The eyes with the android eyes, I think they look fantastic. The paint applications on the skin, I think look fine. I don't really have, again, that pearlescent paint application going on with the skin, which matches the hands. I think that's fine. One thing I would note is the hair is a little lacking in detail. There's, by lacking, I mean there pretty much is none. So you can see how the lights bounce off. You see like this, they try to sculpt in some hair, but there is no paint applications on there whatsoever. It is pretty much one solid color, and there's no, there's like no detail in the hair. So that's something I think they could improve on the next batch. Obviously, they won't have to worry about that with Picard, so that'll make that job a little easier. But I think a little bit more paint applications in the hair, some gradients, some different colors and textures would have been an improvement on the next figure. So I'm not upset about that one though. I just think there's an area for improvement for EXO-6. But we've got right here, we've got his rankings down there, and the tailoring on this suit, his uniform, is pretty stinking good. I think the material they chose, they did a good job with the material choice. I think that's a nice job. There's a I mean, just the seams. It looks like it's proper. Like it's not baggy. It's not bunchy. It's not super tight either. I think it is tailored very well. So whoever the seamstress was on this, I think they did a fantastic job. See the textures going on the top section here. Again, very, very well done. The tailoring on the suit is exactly what I was hoping for when they announced a Star Trek 6-scale figure. I'm a big fan of that, honestly. Nice little symbol right here. Dig that little communicator. And again, the tailoring down on the cuffs, I think they did a really good job. Here's your little cinch line right here. And I don't know. What do you guys think? I think they did a good job on the tailoring. I think it did a really nice job. It does have an extra portrait, which we'll take a look at real quick right here. And I think this is probably the stronger of the 2 portraits. Not because it's interesting, like from the film when he, was transitioning into human form via the Borg Queen. This is actually pretty neat how they've captured that. And I dig it because they've got like these little red and blue LED in between like the skin graft and then the android body. And then the 2 different color eyes. So he's got his blue eye for the synthetic or the human eye, and then the synthetic eye over here. And then the difference in hair. I think they captured that pretty well too. So I dig this. And I will tell you the skin texture on the human skin, grafted skin on there, doesn't have that pearlescent effect that this side does. So I think they did a really good job there. Again, with the hair, I think, some more paint applications would have improved this a good bit, but you can see the differences between the android side and the humanoid side. So I think they did a really good job. I think I probably prefer this portrait over this one. You guys can let me know in the comment section down below which one you prefer. I don't know. I think I like this one, but we'll see. And posing, and we'll have some fun with that. So there's that. We do get a regular just phaser right here. Tiny, tiny, tiny piece. But it's nice. It's nice. I think the paint applications are fine. Again, Starfleet, this is pristine. It is painted well. Nice little decals going on there. I think this is just fine. And then we get a tricorder, which is appears to be magnetic. So that's cool. All right. Again, nice detail. This is coming off like it's magnetic. Oh, yeah. Look at that. That's cool. That's very well done. That's some tiny, tiny. Now, if anybody, bonus points to anybody who can actually read what the heck that says. I can't, and I'm looking at it here in person. But this is actually pretty stinking nice. I like this. I like the little magnetic action they've got going on there. So that's cool. And I believe, if I remember correctly, let's see here. He's got another, yeah, he's got a little clip. This is a little holster for the tricorder. This should be able to just go, if I go dropping stuff. Bam, that should go right in the holster. And I believe this goes right there. And it's just magnets. Now, there are 0 instructions with this figure. So that was just guessing, honestly. So there's that. But that looks pretty good. I think that's pretty nice. What else have we got? We do have a phaser holster as well. So I guess we can put their little phaser in there. Goes right there. And it's on magnets as well. It's going to go over here. Oh, it is. So it's going to go over here somewhere. So something. We'll have to figure that out. It's curved, so it's got to go, yeah, probably on the other side. But either way, you get the idea. Pretty stinking nice. Let me get these off before I knock them off. Range of motion for those who are interested in posing, like myself. Obviously, it's going to be on a just a ball joint on the head. No issues with that. There's a slight ratchet, and you won't be able to hear it. It's not super loud, but there is a ratchet there in the shoulder. And I don't feel like the suit is going to encumber any posing situations that Data would get into. He's not going to be doing Spider-Man poses. Not going to be anything like that. Double joint elbows. That is interesting. First time seeing that. So you don't want that. There's an unsightly paint difference between the hands and then the wrist peg and the body. So we want to make sure when we're posing this that we're covering up that with the cuff, because that's a pretty good paint application difference right there. So we'll be mindful of that. Torso, you can feel there's a like some padding or something going on in here, and not a whole lot of torso twist in there. I guess if we force it, we probably could get a little bit more out of it. It's not terrible. Ab crunch, that's decent for what you would expect. And then legs are going to go out about that far. Double bend on the knee. Yeah, I've got no problem with that. That's all right. The boots. Oh, this is interesting. So to keep the pant the way it's supposed to go, they've attached this elastic band that goes around the boot to keep it straight. Or to keep it pulled down. That's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea at all. Not a bad idea. You got plenty of range of motion. No issues with that. Yeah. All right. So let's do this. Let's pop this other head on there. Should do this and see, because I haven't even tried this yet, but we'll see what we got. Okay. What do you guys think? That looks pretty good. That's not bad at all. Like yeah, I like that. I like the tailoring. I like the yellow undersuit. I think they did a really good job. So it does come with a display base for those that are interested. It does have one of those. It's got a couple things as I knock some stuff over. It does come with this display base, which appears to be a sticker. Mine's got this where it looks like there's bubbles inside the sticker. I guess it didn't adhere correctly or whatever. I could probably fix that. I don't know. But it's a nice display base, a little hexagonal deal. And it comes in the package. There's this bag of all these little clips and things, which I believe these are to, if you want to connect a bunch of these stands together, I guess you can do that. But it also comes with this piece, which is a clear piece, which I think, again, no instructions, but I think this is supposed to go here. I'm guessing. And it comes with this, which I think is super cool. This is a little like character card. So this is super cool. I think, here, I'll even put it on this. You got another display option that goes right there if you want. But look at this. Lieutenant Commander data. It's got the Enterprise on there. Starfleet personnel file. It's a nice little transparent deal. I think that's super cool. So I'm guessing it goes like right there. I don't really know, but that's where I'm going to end up with mine. Normal crotch grabber. It goes on the stand. And there you go. So I'm actually pretty excited. I really wish I had some other Star Trek figures to pose along with this guy, so I can have some more fun in the posing session. But over time, that will happen. And for right now, let's pose this guy up and see what he looks like. All right, guys, we got Commander Data posed up here. And one of the things that some collectors may really like about Star Trek figures is they're not overly dynamic. I mean, Data right here, I mean, he's a freaking android. He can pull off a straight arm pose, looking dead in the middle of nowhere, and it looks screen accurate. So I mean, that's kind of a cool thing for those who don't like super dynamic poses. But this portrait right here, I think I thought I was gonna like the other portrait a little better, but I think I like this one. The other one's got more detail, and I think it's better representation of the film. But as far as Data goes for me, I like this look right here. I think this is pretty good looking. So we do have his tricorder there. I've got his phaser on his hip on that side over there. I did have to check out some reference photos. It's been a minute since I've seen First Contact. So I was trying to find out what side the phaser is supposed to go on and whatnot. Because there are no instructions. So that's one thing I think that can be improved upon. Or maybe even the photos that are on the EXO-6 website. Just some reference photos on where stuff's supposed to go would probably be helpful, but maybe they're just leaving it up to us for our own interpretations, which is okay. But I think the portrait's good. I like the tailoring. That's one of the things I really think they knocked out of the park. The tailoring is gorgeous. It's simple. I just think they did a really good job with it, even down to the feet. I just think they really did a good job. So I'm actually pretty pleased with this. One thing, as I noted earlier, I think I noted it anyways, is if you're going to have it in a pose something like this, you are going to notice the difference in color on the body and the wrist peg versus the hand. So if you're looking at it from this angle, then you won't notice it, right? It's not something you would see. So just depends on where you're displaying it at. You got to be mindful of that and try to stretch that jacket out a little bit more. But he does have some extra accessories, so we're going to break some of those out and see what other kind of poses we can get out of this guy. All right, guys, we got Data here with the phaser rifle looking all kinds of awesome, ready to protect the Enterprise or attack somebody. Either way, I don't know. It can take on some Borg, but I think they really did a good job with this. So a couple things I want to note, just having some fun with this. One, the body they used, I think they did a really good job with this. And I looked on their website, and this is kind of described as the bottom half being heavier than the top half. And for balance purposes, I think that's a pretty smart move. He definitely feels solid. I don't think there's any issues with that. There's no weakness in the ankle joints. Plenty of movement in those boots. Like it's a lot. Plenty of movement. Double bend knee. Obviously, we've got a double bend elbow, and I think they absolutely knocked it out of the park. The only thing that my only critique with this figure, honestly, is just the difference in skin tone from the body to the actual hands. I don't know what they could do about that, because of the paint applications on Data specifically is like a multi-layered, like pearlescent paint. I don't know that there's really much they could do with that, because I don't know. I'm not sure. The other figures they're doing Picard, which is going to be epic. And they're doing the Borg Queen, which the Borg Queen, I believe, is going to be a statue, but 6-scale statue. I can't wait to see that. Picard's going to be awesome. Obviously, it's going to be fantastic. So I don't know that they'll have like the skin color situation going on with Picard, but we'll just have to wait and see. But if EXO-6 is going to continue to put out figures like this, a lot of Star Trek fans are going to be very happy. And now we got Data here with the switch out portrait, and this thing is cool. You guys got to let me know in the comment section down below which one of these portraits you like better. You know, the other one's more like next generation for me, obviously. Obviously, this one's going to be from First Contact, which makes a lot of sense because this is from the First Contact film. But I don't know. I'm really torn. I'm actually torn by this one. You guys can let me know in the comment section down below. I think the the human skin, if you will, the graft, they really nailed it. Like the different color eyes, they nailed that. The blue versus the android eyes. The hair, I think they nailed that. The skin texture, I think looks really good. The paint application, I think looks fun. And this is just, it's just a cool looking figure right here. So like I said, this is something you could have in a total museum pose, because Data wasn't really the most, he's not, you know, this is what it is. He's an android. So I think this is super cool. If you want to pick one of these up, or Picard, or the Borg Queen, which should be up for pre-order very soon. I think Picard is already a pre-order. Check out Collector's Own. Huge thanks to them for sending this over for review. This thing is awesome. Check out discount code Patrol at checkout if you want to save a little bit of money over there. They do have payment plans if you need that. And you can check them out for other 6-scale items as well. But this right here is, I don't know. I dig it. I think it's super cool. And I don't know. I just, I kind of like this one. I'm hoping to get a lot more because I don't have like, 40 figures or 100 figures to choose from to pose up with this guy. So right now he's kind of on his own. But I think it would be cool. And EXO-6, if you happen to be watching this, I think a lot of people would be curious. Since you were able to give us 2 portraits with this particular figure, and maybe potentially other figures as well, some alternative clothing. I mean, Star Trek, these guys, especially when they went into different planets or they went into the holodeck or whatever, and they would have different outfits on, like Sherlock Holmes. They did all these crazy storylines that they played around with. I mean, you could have potentially... you could have 30 or 40 different versions of Data or Picard or LaForge or whoever else on your display and have different scenes. And that would be totally awesome. I mean, I think that would be super cool. So hopefully they'll be watching this and they'll take that into, into account. And maybe they offer some like clothing sets, maybe switch out sets might be kind of a thing. I don't know. Or just different versions. But I think this is super cool. So I hope you guys like this video. Let me know what your thoughts on this EXO-6 first 6-scale figure from Star Trek: The First Contact. And yeah, as always, click what you like. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so. See you next time.